Okay, as you can see, I have found my Dremel chainsaver. You guys really ride my ass pretty hard about my messy shop. And that's okay because, you know, I kind of like it messy. The reason I like it messy, and I think I've said this many times, is that it is like theft deterrent. You have a nice, neat shop. I mean, somebody messaged me and they told me that I was like their shop teacher's father or some damn thing, and you know, that they put several sets of tools together after he died and handed them out within the family. I don't know. But anyways, this is organized chaos is what I like to call it. I know pretty much where everything is in here. Once in a while it gets a little bit difficult, but for the most part, I know where things are. I know where the important stuff is stored and whatever, you know, whatever else. But anyways, the chainsaver was over there in one of those many parts bins that has lots of stuff in it. And yes, I do know what's in there. I do. It's in my head. But anyways, on a lighter note, I guess that's what that is. This is what happened to my chainsaver. Like I said, this thing is like 20 years old or so. 20, it's got to be 20 years old. Hell, I got married in 91, and I think that was the year that I might have got it before that. I might have got this in 1990, 89 or 90. I was doing a lot of firewood, and I know that my grandmother was really good about seeing that I had a sharp chain. I could almost bet you that this thing somewhere has a date on it, but I don't know. I just don't know. What is that? There's numbers. Nah, that's just reference numbers. But anyways, what happened was right here, and you can see that it's all messed up. That is liquid electric tape that I put on there, and that stuff does work pretty good. It holds shit together, so you know, it's not too bad. You know, it holds stuff together. But anyways, what happened was that the liquid electric tape last year was a temporary fix, and this year must have wore through. I sharpened several saws during the summer, and anyways, it wore through and then it arced out and caused a big pain in the ass. So what I have to do is, you guessed it, I got to take that whole mess apart and then shorten the wire and hook it all up again. So I think I'm going to do that right here, right now. This damn thing, and then I'll show you the difference between this one and what lies within that box of the Dremel 4200. I am going to fix this, and I probably will continue to use that. Alright, just so for your sake here, I kind of got my vise consumed with the camera, and I'm just going to take this thing completely apart. There is a retaining ring here, right there. I'm going to have to pop that off real quick. Best thing to do that with is a flat screwdriver. So, but before I do that, I'm just going to finish taking out these screws. I believe I've had this apart before, years ago, not recently, but years ago, and I can't remember what for. But I'm pretty sure I had this one apart. Now, this is the only one I've ever owned, as far as a Dremel tool is concerned. Can't remember. I'm sure I've had this apart before. Maybe I was gonna fix it. Who knows? Who knows? Just kind of pull the screws out and set them there. Just gonna be a long video, I think. I know how some of you guys like the longer videos, but I don't. Well, yeah, honestly, I don't. I actually like to make a 4 to 6 minute video, and that should be enough to cover everything, but you know how that goes. So anyways, without taking that retaining ring off of there, which I'm going to have to get onto right now, it's pretty simple. You just kind of got to get under. Ow! You got to stab yourself. That's usually the preferred practice, is to stab yourself. You wouldn't want to do it without blood, because you know blood equals ratings according to some YouTubers. I particularly like to have no blood spilled, but you know what, sometimes it's an inevitable process. God, why won't it come up? There it is. So what you got to do is once you get your thumb on there and less the blood, you kind of work your fingers around. That is pretty thick, that retaining ring. It's like, you know, Lord of the Rings kind of thickness. Damn, that hurt. So anyways, you get that apart, and voila, you've got a really filthy little device here. And just what I was kind of suspecting, it's going to be a little bit more difficult than previously thought, because, oh shit, you know, when these cords get hard, and they get hard with time, this is where it broke off. You really truly have to rip everything apart to get this out, I believe. What do we got? I would think that it would all just want to go into that switch, but I'm slightly wrong. Alright, so this is going to be pretty easy. I'm going to try and do this without having to solder anything. Yes, I know my lighting is a little messed up, but for the most part it goes into the switch, with the exception of the ground. And I think I can get away with just, I'm going to cut that off of there, right there, and I'm going to reroute. I've got a wiring kit up top there in some of my mess that you guys love to knock me about, but I know where it is. Nobody else does. And I've got a wiring kit in there, and I do have some of the spade couplers. I don't need the spade, I need the female end of it. And I'm just going to change those out. So let me get that cut apart. Well, you know what? I think I could just set you there. You can probably see what I'm doing. See, out of nowhere, I pull a tool. Isn't that a funny thing? Isn't that a funny thing? I mean, if somebody came in here and cleaned my shop, I think I would want to kill them. Oh, did you see that? It just blew up. You know, I know 63 Impala 2-door there, he's got a nice tidy shop. I kind of like his place. But if I was going to go thieve, I'd go right to his place and become a thief, because you know right exactly where everything is. So let's see, we can do the black. Black is going to be it's going to be a pain in the ass. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, I think you can. So anyways, we're going to pull the black wire off first. And of course then we'll go ahead and do the white. So the white's to the right and black is to the left. And that goes to other little gizmos. Boy, is that thing filthy, that little tool. That little tool is filthy. So what I'm going to do after I'm done repairing this thing is to actually, what I'm going to do is actually just, did you see what I did there? Alright, I'm just going to cut this apart here, out off screen, off camera, and get these wires exposed. Here. See, I just need to get them hooked up, so I want to kind of cut back a little ways. Because I don't know what the stress on the back the cord was a little bit, you know. So the other thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I don't expose too much of the other wires, because then that just causes a pain in the ass when you're putting it all back together if you got too much of the wire exposed. So you just kind of get a rough guess there, and there you go. You just kind of, hello kitty, and get that apart. And you don't want to cut down too close to the new wire, or the fresh wire, because if you do, you could run the risk of doing the exact same thing that you did, that the old one did, and that is to break apart on you. So I've got that removed. Throw that there with the rest of the junk I've got around here. Cool tools. I mean, pretty cool tools. Somebody else thinks they're cool, they get gone. I'm not going to name names, but he's big and he's hairy. Anyway, I just kind of trim the fuzz off of there. Well, it really pisses me off. I can't find that. That's another Timoteo thing. So what I'll do is cut those back enough. Give them a little bit of a twist. And this one here, I should probably heat up an iron for the soldering iron, but I don't think I'm going to solder those. I think I'm just going to... Okay, now I'm going to shut the camera off while I go in search of my other things, which I don't want anybody to know where they're at. Okay, so I'm back now. This is what I've found. I found that those micro spade, female ends of spades, for some reason I don't have them. Just fine by me. I mean, I'm not going to get all upset about it. I'm just going to move forward with what I'm doing. And that is this. I'm going to put them together the way I want them together, and that's that. Yep, that's that. Oh, I just kind of want to do this right. You don't want to crush them the wrong way and then have them short out. Now, with the ground wire the way it is, I'm actually going to cut a little more of the insulation off of that. A little more of that insulation off of there, and I'm going to hang it up just like so. Come on, you squiggly little bastard. Now that I'm done hanging that up, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to cut a good amount of the insulation off of there. Now, probably wondering what the hell I'm going to do. I have these little wire condom things, you know, wire condoms, they look like that. And what that's going to do is pretty simple. That is like a wire nut that you crush. And it protects everything within. Therefore, I call it the wire condom. Alright. Oh, come on, you devil. You kind of want to have as much wire as more than you think you need, because it's going to go deep. It'll go deep in there. You want it to go as deep as you can. And I'm hoping there's enough room within this little tool to house it all. Yeah, I'm being kind of weird here, but there it is. Okay, so that's on. Now, if I remember properly, white to the right, because I took it off this way. White to the right, white to the right. I'm going to stuff that on there as hard as I can. Oh, you're probably getting a shaky view of the camera, but black is to the left, white is on the right, black is to the left. I guess it's Democrat versus Republican here. I guess that's the way it works. My camera's about ready to go flying. Good thing I have a tough cam, as they call them. Now, what you're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to stick that wire in there the way it was. Okay? Then I'm going to stick this thing here where it belongs. Hopefully. Oh, what the fuck is that? Ah! Ain't that sucks. You know what sucks? The wires are so brittle. Shit. The wires are so brittle that it broke off of the brush, which is fine. I'm just gonna have to curse about it a little bit. I didn't really want to have to be dealing with that crap, but you know what? Sometimes you get a raw deal. Just remember those words. Sometimes you get a raw deal. And you know what? We're fixing it. We're not building it, so it makes a difference. And I got some news too. At the end of this video, I'm going to divulge a little bit of One Lonely Farmer news. Hopefully, I get this up tomorrow, because maybe I'll put it up tonight. Who knows? I'm going to do it like that. Hopefully this thing holds together. And with that, I should be able to just slip that thing over to... I'm going to take this off of there before I lose my camera rest. Okay. Hopefully, I'm going to move these things around a little bit here. See, these tools are very, very small, which is fine. You know, it doesn't really matter. They're just small little tools. But what matters is that the brushes get power. Okay? So, in order for them brushes to get power, they have to have good contact. So, I think I got it in there good enough. Alright, so the proof is going to be in the pudding here, if you know what I mean. I'm going to put this thing back together the rest of the way, which it seems like it doesn't want to go for some reason. Oh, I see the reason. Oh, there's the reason. It's nothing big, just a pain in the ass. Not a big pain in the ass, just a pain in the ass. Oh, somebody's calling me. Hold on a second. Okay, I think I've got my wires positioned where they belong. And now I'm just going to go ahead and put it all back together again. Now there's a gap there. Now I'm a little concerned about that gap, but I don't think I am. The reason I say that is because that gap just so happens to be on the side where the wire press is. You're wondering what the hell a wire press is. Well, I'm going to tell you. This wire is pressed in to the other half of the plastic. So it's just my little term for it. A wire press or a keeper or a tensioner or something silly like that. You could call it that. You can hear things. Now I have not tested this thing yet, so I do not know if I've got it hooked up correctly. So I'm going to do that together with you. It could be smoke, it could be nothing. You know, it could be just a piece of junk when I'm done. Oh, see now that crack, it is narrowing up. It's coming together. So I'm going to put that final screw, or second to last screw in, but the final screw to that, where that press is, and hopefully, beyond hope, it seals it up. And it did. It brought it right together. So I'm going to put the last screw in the front there. And I'm not going to put that retaining ring on there just yet. Not yet. I guess if I have problems, then I'll be able to correct them. But if I have a problem, I don't want to have to take that nasty ring off that tried to kill me. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to leave you guys there. Let's see. This end is kind of gnarly too. But that's an easier end to deal with. See if it catches on fire. Okay. What do you think of that? I'm back in business. What do you know? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I got to get this ring back on there. Okay? In order to do that, we'll take some prying, I guess. That is a tight fit. So anyway, you guys are probably out of view, but you'll see this is a little prick of a thing. I've never tore this apart. I'd remember that. Thing is, I don't see a chain saver at the Home Depot or any of these hardware stores to purchase them. Pretty simple deal. So now here it is. That's it. The little chain device or the little gauge device here, that is broken. It's broken right there. Has been for many, many years. It really doesn't matter to me. So anyways, yeah. Wow. Got my old chain saver back. What do you know? Good as new. So, let me set this stuff down here. I'm going to start putting tools away here in a second, but it's good. Alright. So just to recap that, I did use a different female connector for those spades because I didn't have any of these. You have to make a point of getting those. I do have these little guys here, so I'm going to go ahead and put you guys down, and I'm going to put those in my little spare parts container, which is over here, which I probably shouldn't show you because I don't want people stealing stuff from me. I really hate that. It happens often. Well, it hasn't happened in a good many years, but it used to happen quite often. So anyway, so there it is. I'm going to leave this plugged in, and like I said, my grandmother gave me this like 25 years ago for about the 14th time I've told you. The big difference in these two tools, and I'm just going to set them up here side by side, is that thing is ginormous compared to that. This has a screw-on style guide, whereas this is just a clamp-on. This one has a variable speed. You know, you can adjust it to high and low or whatever you need to do. This actually has accessible brushes, which is a really nice feature. 99% of people would never ever touch that. So, yeah. But now I'm going to show you the old way of changing out these stones. I'm going to put a cheap stone in there because I don't like putting a fancy stone in there. So anyways, yeah, so that's that. I got my little tool kit in there. I've got my really nice hold on a second. Okay. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I think you can. I've already loosened this up. Now, the old style ones, they had a little spade here, and what you would do is you'd find there it is. You would find the position where it would lock. Let me see if I can find the damn thing now. There it is. You'd find where it would lock, and you'd push your thumb on there. 99% of the time, I would just take that off. And you slide that in there, and always keep it about 1/4 of an inch out from where the chuck tightens up. I'm going to pull something else out of here that you probably didn't know was hiding. Tools that I knew was there in my messy shop. Now you just give it a little bit of a snug, and you're done. You release that, make sure it spins freely before you put it all back together again. And because it's broken, you know, because the guide is broken, it would actually hit the guide, but I've got that all fixed. See how it is? I'll show you now. Looks like it's good. Now I can go back to sharpening chainsaws with my old chainsaver, and my Dremel 4200 can go other places, I guess. But yeah, there it is. New saw stone, chain stone as a 7/32. My old 20-year-old Dremel chainsaver. My wires repaired. First try, started on the first try, so I'm pretty thrilled with that. Well, I'm going to call that a job well done. So, anyways, news. I'm on my way to Maine on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. What is today? The 17th, so on the 18th, on the 19th, I believe that is. Wednesday, November 19th. If today is the 17th, I believe it is. So anyways, I'm on my way up there. I'm buying a John Deere H tractor. I got a pretty decent deal on it. It does need some work. You know what that means? Video series on a John Deere H. We're going to be repairing that thing. We're going to fix it all up really nice, and then I think I'm going to auction it off on my website. So that's onelonelyfarmer.com. The link is in the description below. If it's not, well, you know, I forgot to put it there. You can find some really cool stuff. Really nice sweatshirts, t-shirts. There's a hat in there, coffee mugs, Bubba Keg stuff. Really nice quality stuff. So keep watching. Thanks.